Hello, my friends, and welcome to a space where pleasure is treasured, relaxation is not what you think it is, and life firing on all cylinders is what we're about. If you are somebody who wakes up every day asking for way more, consider this your happy place. Welcome to the Creation of Living podcast. I'm your host, Heather Nichols. Let's dive in. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Creation of Living podcast. Oh my goodness. I am really happy to be here with you all. I am coming to you today from the Castello di Casalborgone in northern Italy. And it has been a while since I've recorded a podcast. It's been a while since I've had much contact with the world through social media and all the things, YouTube, whatever. And I have been in this period of just really enjoying the silence and enjoying the space and letting things change under the surface in a really beautiful way. I don't even really know what I want to talk about today. I just knew that it was time to make a podcast. And the castle, this beautiful castle is, you may have seen me do videos and podcasts from here before. It's one of my favorite places in the world. It is truly one of the most spectacular, peaceful, quiet, special places in my life and in the world that I've been to. And it has a lot to say through its peace and through its silence. And every time I come here, I just am facilitated into something way greater and way different. And that is definitely the case this time. I'm just finishing up being here for a week. I was at the Access Consciousness Global Foundation class in Prague before this, which was an amazing event. And I had a 3-day body class in Prague. And now I was at the Castle for Embodiment and Different, which is also an access class. And we really explored in this class embodiment being something very different than being just about like having a body, being in your body, being with your body, being present with your body, but actually like embodying everything, acknowledging that we are oneness, acknowledging that all of the molecules that exist in the universe are part of us and we are part of that. And we can embody all of it. Like we can embody all of reality. And that might sound very conceptual. It might sound woo-woo. And this castle is a place that somehow it conveys that in a very different way. It's like it's this amazing castle up on this hill in this beautiful Italian countryside. I mean, it's just so spectacular here. And I've been spent the past 2 days playing in the mountains and in the rivers and the lakes and swimming and hiking. And it's just been so glorious to be here and to be having these conversations and to be communing with this place and the land and really enjoying the silence that's available with so much change that's been going on. And there's just this sense of, to me, like a very, very deep kind of abiding peace, like a true peace in my world and in the world. And that might sound crazy, right now there's a war going on. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, a lot of fighting, a lot of people, things coming to a head, some crazy politicians making some really crazy choices. And to me, it's like a time more than ever to really find out what's true for ourselves. We cannot expect to have, I mean, peace in and of itself is something that we call a distractor implant in access consciousness. Which basically means it's an idea that distracts you from the potency of you because it's not actually real. And peace as a distractor implant is more the idea of like, if you just agree with me, we'll have peace. If you get on the same page as me, then peace will be available to all. And of course, we know that does not happen. People don't just come to the other side and share somebody else's point of view without really truly choosing it. And it's not what it's about anyway. What if we could have different perspectives, different points of view, even different needs in the world, and we could still somehow work with all of that and have a sense that there is peace available, and true peace that is beyond the distraction of peace to me is like this knowing that I always have choice, this knowing that I am the power, am the source of what I would like to create in my own life, knowing that I can create and generate anything, knowing that relaxation is actually one of the most magical energies that we can choose. And there's a lot of those energies. So we call them the elementals: gratitude, relaxation, joy, happiness, peace, dedication to creating a future, allowance, like so many energies that are beyond what seems to be going on in the world right now that we can choose for ourselves. And nobody else has to be involved. You don't have to tell anybody else. You get to just have these energies for you. And when you do, your whole life actually really starts to change. And that's something that I would say in this time of silence that I've had in a lot of ways. I haven't, it's not like I was not talking, but I just haven't been very out there, with social media and, emails and all that kind of stuff. I've been more, before I came to Europe, I was just really enjoying the quiet of my land at home, and just the space in my life that I've chosen. And it's it's like, I think, so many of us know that something is very, very different is possible for the world, the future of the world, for our bodies, for our businesses, for how we create, for how we are with money. Something very different is available. And now more than ever, um, something very different is available. And each one of us, everybody who's here to create something different, to create a greater future, we have these awarenesses, and we have this knowing, and but it's one of those things that you have to get quiet with yourself in a lot of ways to really know what it is that you know, because so often it's so different than what the world is telling you. Like, the world is telling us now we should be stressed out, there's war happening, everybody should be freaked out. There's all kinds of political upheaval, and like I said, people are making some really interesting choices, and it's like, what are you going to do every single day in your world to create something different, to create something greater, and to live what it is that you know is possible and is available? And that requires a getting quiet, with ourselves, and going, okay, well, what is it that I know? You can ask your body that as well. Body, what is it that you know? What is it that I know? What is it that my body knows? And what unique choices do I have that nobody else has? What do I uniquely know? What do I uniquely be? What do I uniquely perceive? What can I uniquely receive? What can I choose that nobody else can? That if I really gave myself the permission to be that different, my life would be different. The world would be different. The future would be different. That requires getting quiet. It requires getting present. It requires asking different questions. It requires getting off of autopilot. and into this, like, what if you woke up in the morning and you went, what can I choose today that I don't even think I can choose today? That if I did would bring so much more of everything into my life. And as those awarenesses show up, what if you actually did choose them? What if your every single day of your life did not look the same? What if it was you really were creating your future, a different future and a different reality for yourself through the choices that you make? And something that I've had a lot of conversations about that has also been popping up in a lot of different classes and things lately is this um, going beyond this idea that we like follow the energy, like, and following the energy is it's a beautiful tool. But a lot of times we've kind of misidentified it, where it's like you wait for the energy of a situation to indicate what it is that you should choose. This is a little bit of an advanced conversation for a podcast, but hey, here we go. It's coming out my mouth, so obviously somebody can hear it. Um, what if instead of waiting to perceive energy that indicates, yes, choose this or don't choose that, or is it light, is it heavy? What if instead it was, I'm choosing this because I can. I would like to choose this because I can. I would like to do this or have this or be this or say this, you know, letting things that are very different roll off your tongue, showing up very different in the world. So making these different choices that aren't even based in the energetic, like proof that it's a good choice, but just with this, like the freedom, the like being like spirited enough to just choose because you can, things that are really different every day. And I've been playing with that, and it's been so cool just to be like, I'm not waiting to see if this is gonna work or not gonna work. I'm not looking at, okay, I need some sort of energetic indication as to like what to choose. Instead, it's just like, I'm just going to choose this, and I'm going to get more awareness, and I'm going to allow my choices to open doors all over the place that are unique doors, uniquely available to me, and doors that I can walk through and that I can enjoy, engaging with. And I see that like when I look at my business, it's like I've been, I had this moment where I was like, I don't really have a whole lot to say right now. And, historically, I've been more vocal. I've, had periods where, I mean, for a long time, I was recording YouTube videos twice a week and a podcast every week. And, we were publishing them at a certain day and time every week. And that was our thing. And that's the YouTube algorithm and blah, blah. And I was like, I don't care about the algorithm. I mean, if it seems like it's a good idea to use it, then I can use it. But I'd rather generate content and conversations when it's time. And I had this moment where it was like, it's just there's not a lot for me to say right now. It's time for me to be quiet in that way. And the funny thing is I was doing all these private sessions, and I was actually talking to a lot of people. I was doing a lot of daily calls and things like that. I was facilitating a lot. And that may have been part of why I just kind of wanted to be quiet, because I wasn't being quiet in a lot of ways. Um, but it was just it's been so cool just to be like, you know what, this is what's required right now. And not be, you know, like be really trusting me, what is coming through me, what isn't coming through me, the timing of things, all of it. It's like just going, I'm going to give myself the gift of this. And if my business falls apart, oh well, you know. Um it'll be okay, you know? If I run out of money, oh well, you know? And it's been interesting. It's even been a time where I've had a lot of money come into my world in very different ways. Like, I mean, through my business as well, and also just very, like, my whole financial reality has been changing. Um, in with all of this, um and to a much greater space of peace, actually, um that is really like, I just I have this sense of trust and like deep peace and relaxation financially that I haven't had before in the way that I do now, but that I've also always known was possible. And we have to let go of our comfort zones, with the things that we choose and how we function and how we show up and how we choose to spend our money or don't spend our money, whatever. We have to let go of those comfort zones into and choose into the things that really have this sense of nurturing us, giving us a sense of space and peace and ease, where you don't have any idea what's going to show up or how it's going to go. But that's not what it's about, because you never did anyway. Even if you thought at one point in your life that you did have an idea of how something was going to go, you probably weren't correct anyway. Like, we always, find out after the fact, wow, that didn't show up how I thought it was going to. That I know for sure is how most things are for me at this point. Um, and so what if we could let go of that as an old, outdated construct that you don't have to know what's going to happen. In fact, the adventure of living is actually not knowing what's going to happen. And it is in like being willing to be so different with how we are with ourselves, the depth of silence and peace and listening and presence that we are with ourselves, how we show up with other people, the choices that we make, the things that are just different. And when you function different, your life will show up different. And everything just like grows in a very different way because you're willing to make these very different choices based on what's true for you. It requires a lot of courage, a lot of presence, as I've said, and this castle is like, yes. This the I won't go into the story of how this was created, but it was created from choice after choice after choice after seemingly random, crazy choices, that Gary Douglas and Dane Here and some other people as well that invested in the castle, made. And and it's been such a beautiful creation. I mean, I've been coming here since shortly after it was opened and been here many, many times. And I always stay in like the biggest room, um, because this is my favorite room. And it's funny, I don't even think about it. Like, somebody said like I was staying in this room because I was a rich bitch, and I was like, actually, I never think about the money when I come here. I never think, how am I gonna, have the money to pay for it? Um, I just know that when I choose to come here, it generates so much for me. And I don't think about, oh, I should stay in a less expensive room, or it's like this is the room that my body loves. And I'm willing to choose something different too if that was if that was what showed up. It's just like I enjoy this room feels like home to me, and I enjoy it so much. And I just give myself the gift of that when I come here, and that's a priority for me to be here, maybe a couple times a year. And um So it's just something that I choose. And I don't, like I said, I don't think about the money. I just know when I choose to go to the castle, it works. It gets created, you know? What would it be like if you just knew that you could choose anything that was known or unknown, that you had the power of choice, and that the more different you were willing to be with your choices, the more that would create for you. And you were willing to trust yourself to choose things that seem, who knows if this is going to work out, you know? That's something that I choose all of the time, you know, in my business, with my body, in my life, with my finances, and my relationships. It's like, well, I'm going to choose this, and I will have awareness after I choose this and see what happens. And somehow my life just keeps getting greater, and there's not there's not a linear progression to it. There's not a I did this and then I did this and then it all worked out. None of that. It's just greater. That's what I'm asking for. That's what I'm choosing. And I have no idea what my choices will be from here. That's part of the fun of it. And I do know that the enjoyment of living is one of the things that it's a huge priority for me. And it also is something that I know if I do prioritize enjoying my living, creation of living, that it snowballs, like it builds on itself and it grows and it builds and it grows and it becomes more and more and more and more and more. And there's no roadmap. There's no destination. There's no roadmap. It's just waking up every day, exploring being different, exploring the different choices we can make, enjoying the silence, enjoying the peace, enjoying being a different creature on the planet, and acknowledging to yourself that you're part of that is, you know, you creating a different reality. And so this was my meandering, you know, musings from the castle. And I hope it's contributed something to you. And if it hasn't, oh well, you probably wouldn't be listening still. So, what else is possible that you've never considered before? What can you choose that you've never considered before? I have all kinds of really cool stuff coming up. Classes in the United States, and I have one in England, and some online stuff, and some really cool stuff, even that isn't on the website yet. But I'm looking forward to more. So hope to see you sometime, somewhere in the world, for more. Take care and enjoy. Bye for now. Thank you for joining me for the Creation of Living podcast. If this conversation was inspiring to you, share the love. To work privately with me or for info on my upcoming classes and retreats, go to heathernichols.com. Have a beautiful day, and remember that the world thrives when you do.